would like to ask you, today Europe has been described as a unique success story that is currently in a deep crisis. And my question would be, what do you think is the best case and the worst case scenario for Europe in the post-crisis world?
Well, there's two things I'd preface it with. First of all, I mean, there are criticisms you can make of Europe. It does good things, it does bad things as well. But if you look at how our lives have improved during the history of European integration and how people understand each other, it is just immeasurably better than it was. If you look, what has Europe done for us in the Monty Python sketch? It is undoubtedly a lot. And that's worth reflecting on when you think about the crisis, not in a sense of, oh, we must save it or whatever, but simply because we rely on it for so many things. I'm not convinced the existential crisis is as strong as some think. Of course there's going to be a lot of suffering in countries like Greece, Ireland, Portugal. Even in countries like Germany there's going to be very tough periods of fiscal retrenchment that are much harder than I think most Germans realise so far. So, but that is a separate question from will the European integration project endure or not. So I'm not so worried about its endurance. And if we take that as the starting point, I think in terms of what's worst case and best case, obviously the best case is the thing that involves least suffering for Europeans, wherever they are. And predicting where that is in precise policy terms, I'm not sure. I don't think we have to be hidebound to the idea, for example, that without a euro area of 17 states, the EU doesn't mean anything. We have to be resilient enough to say, at a certain point, it may just be better for a state to leave the euro, or not. But it's not a point of principle. It's a point of what is best for those citizens, given that this is already quite a resilient institution. Just as I think we will have to come to terms in a few years with the idea that states will come in and leave the Union. It's unrealistic to assume that with 30 states we will have political stability in all of them forever in a way that they're committed to the values and processes that underpin the process.
So would you say that there will be some winners and some losers? It will not, the outcome in the post-crisis world, some states will emerge stronger and some weaker, or will Europe move together as one region, one project?
Well, Europe's never grown together. You can't expect 500 million people to grow together. But if you're asking will there be real winners and losers out of this? Yes. For example, a very interesting piece was made about who might be the winners and losers from the current events in Greece. Now, a likely consequence, for example, is that Greece is going to have to engage in a privatisation programme, a fire sale of its assets. The people that buy those assets, many of whom may be Greeks, not just foreigners, they're winners, definitely. I think some hedge fund managers, I'm sure, are doing very well out of all the volatility in share prices at the moment. So we'll wait and see who the winners and losers are. I think the one thing you can say is you can never be sure who the winners and losers are. If I was sure, I wouldn't be here, I'd be a lot richer.
And a slightly different question about the EU enlargement. Do you think that's still in the prospect, and are the conflicts now too deep to actually grow even larger?
My own view is that enlargement will continue and may actually be easier. I think it will be much harder for states to join the euro. Far fewer states will want to join the euro, of those that are currently committed, and the criteria for allowing them in will be much tougher. So I'm not optimistic, if you like, about Poland, Hungary or the Czech Republic joining the euro anytime soon. However, joining the EU, that's a different matter. I don't think anything that's happened, unless it's changed voter dispositions in the applicant states, has changed the position of Croatia, the former Yugoslav Republic of Macedonia, or Turkey. Their position is still the same, and if anything, a little bit enhanced, because the EU perhaps has to be a little bit less arrogant about what these states are coming into now.
Okay, thank you very much for your time.